What's up, everyone? It has been a full year since I got my nose job, and this is my nose job update video. I know a lot of you have been like asking me along the way, how's it been going? And I'm like, I'm gonna update you guys soon, but I didn't want to do that because my nose was still like kind of swollen. It was still healing, and the results that I have now wasn't the results that I had 6 months ago. So I'm just gonna start off from the top. I'm getting a revision nose job. I honestly love my nose. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made to get a nose job. My otoplasty as well. My ears don't stick out as they did before, as you can see in the other video. But there's the thing that's wrong with my nose right now is there's a bump. So a couple months ago, like 3 months after my nose job, my nose was perfect. And then month 6 hit and a lot of the swelling around this area was going down and I kind of felt a bump. Same bump that I had before, obviously, but it's not, well, not obviously, but it was the same bump, very small though. And I'm like, oh, maybe it'll go away. My nose is swollen. I don't really know anything. So I was going in pretty much every other month just to check on that swelling, and the swelling went down, but the bump didn't. So you can see it more from this side. There's a little bump right here, and from the front you can also kind of like see a shadow. This side is pretty much perfect, but this side right here is where you can see it. So my nose still looks like it has a little bump. And obviously from this side of my face, like, it looks really good. But that was the same issue I was having before with my nose. Obviously, I also got the bulbousness fixed, which I love. But yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at all that I have to get my nose done again. The thing that I like looked into is a lot of people usually end up getting a second nose job because the first one, yeah, they're fixing it and everything, but it always doesn't come out like perfect from the beginning, which is totally fine. The results that I have are honestly like a 10 out of 10. The only thing, I think the reason that I have this bump, the doctor was saying that once you're in surgery, like my face, I guess started like swelling up. So what you feel and see when they're fixing or when he was fixing isn't the same as like right now. Like all the swelling is down. So yeah, that's one thing that kind of sucks, but I'm honestly really excited to get it done again because the experience I had was pretty like fun. I don't think it was terrible at all. So I don't mind getting my nose done again. So another thing I wanted to talk about is my otoplasty. So I'm gonna do just some questions that I've gotten, but I'm gonna start off with the rhinoplasty questions because a lot of people do that a lot more than otoplasty. So did it hurt? No, not at all. If you watch my previous video, you would see that my recovery was great. My nose job cost around, I would say it was like $9,000. I'm not sure because I got my ears and my nose done, and together that was about $12,000. I had some people messaging me asking about like tips on how to save money to get your nose job. I was very lucky. My mom gave me $5,000 to do my nose. The rest, I mean, I worked and I used a credit card. So I opened up a credit card that would give me points. I put some of it on there. I made sure that there was like 0 APR for at least 6 months. And then I also used the doctor's care credit, and that was, I believe, 6 months of 0 APR as well. So I kind of like paid it by month, but by the time I did get my surgery done, more than half of it was paid off. Some tips that I do have is make sure to ice a lot. So I was icing pretty much, changing ice every hour the first 3 days just because I didn't want like any swelling. And as you guys could see, I literally had like 0 swelling. I had 0 bruising as well. I mean, I had like very minimal bruising, but it wasn't like what you see everyone else's bruising is. And I have very delicate skin, so I bruise very easily. But when I asked the doctor why is it that I didn't have any bruising, he said it's the techniques he uses. So I'm assuming he like didn't go in like breaking my nose how you see in like some videos, but I was very grateful for that. And there wasn't too much bleeding. One thing I did realize though is if you have like a very sensitive stomach, which I do, Some of the pills that they sent me did give me a very upset stomach and it made me throw up. And that's very hard to do when your nose is completely like packed and bandaged. So I would be very careful about how like you take the prescriptions that they give you. I ended up like not really taking any of them, just the antibiotics to make sure that there wasn't any infection. I'm gonna move on to the otoplasty. So my ears obviously look great. They're not sticking out. I think they look great. Maybe you guys think that they don't, but that doesn't really matter. The healing process for the ears was 20 times worse. Like my nose didn't hurt at all. Maybe because like the pain in my ears were over like, you know, just a lot more. So your ears are very sensitive. The back part is where they did the cutting and kind of like pinning it and sewing it together. And you have a lot of nerve endings here. So there was just times where it felt like my ear was like thumping and it would just like burn and you can't itch it, but it wasn't that bad. I think like on a scale from 1 to 5 pain wise, it was probably a 3. The nose on the other hand was like a 1.5 or a 2, but I have a very high pain tolerance, but again, I don't think it was that bad. Something that I did notice and still notice is my ears are still kind of sensitive. I mean, maybe I'm just scared to like pull on them or have things happen to them because I think about like it being cut open and like having those stitches kind of like felt weird, but I'm pretty sure like if I pulled my ear it wouldn't rip off, but it feels like it might. And I think that's just more mental than anything else. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments. I will promise you I will answer you. I pretty much have answered everyone on the other video. But other than that, I'm really excited to get my nose done again. I'm waiting on the call to see when I can schedule my appointment, but it'll probably be next year, 2022, during April, so after my birthday. And obviously I will also vlog that experience to see if it is as seamless as this one. But another thing with revision rhinoplasties is that they're a lot more delicate. So since this area was already messed with, there can be room for error, which is something that you need to kind of know if you have gotten a nose job and you are looking to do a revision surgery. You really need to make sure that the doctor specializes in that as well, because you got to think about it. The tissue, the bone, everything that's in there has already healed and you're messing with it again. So hopefully the results come out really well. All they're going to really be doing, I think, is cutting here again and kind of just chiseling it, not really breaking anything because there's nothing that really needs to be broken anymore. It's just more of a refinement. Thank you guys so much for watching and all your kind words on how my nose has, looked. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, put a thumbs like on this video, and don't forget, do not be shy. Just leave any comments that you'd like. I'm also leaving my social media. Since last year, I have started a foodie in TikTok, and that has pretty much blown up. I'm at 85,000 followers. So if you guys are in South Florida or just like food, go ahead and follow that. It's Foodies with Gigi, and I also have an Instagram. That might be the best way to reach me. Just if you want to make it like a little bit more personal and don't want to like leave a comment, you can DM me and I will answer you. Be on the lookout for part 4 on my revision nose job vlog.